the kindest time of the day. Today I want to tell you the top 10 strongest expectations in GTA 6. In the last video, I shared with you the first official news about the development of GTA 6, and its main theme was that the Rocks decided to transfer almost all their forces to bring the next part to the ideal, and that the transfer of their employees to this project is due to the fact that they want to fulfill all our expectations. And in this video I would like to list the top of the strongest expectations from fans of the GTA series. I have collected exactly those that, in the opinion of the audience, would more than satisfy their expectations and, in principle, they would not need more than. So let's get started. And number 1 is more realistic physics. Everything is simple here. Players want super realistic destruction of various objects, and especially the deformation of cars. After all, this game is primarily about cars, and of course fans want to get this opportunity. Realistic behavior of cars, so that each one individually has a unique control and driving sensations. It's just like in life. Even the same models still behave differently, because even at the factory when they are assembled, there may be minor deviations from production patterns, as well as the care and tuning of the car owners themselves, which together leads to their uniqueness. Destruction of any buildings and objects. Although it is very unlikely, at least from a technical point of view, to implement it, but still many have such a hope. And of course realistic NPC animation and interaction with the outside world. Here I think special comments are not needed. This is the main thing for us to be much better than GTA 4 and GTA 5. Number 2, revolutionary graphics. I have nothing much to add here, but of course the graphics that will make us surprised and make a huge breakthrough for many years to come. Rockstar has always been famous for this, ahead of time and the entire game production industry. We all hope very much that they will not change these principles and will really surprise us. At a minimum, we expect what we saw in the demo version of The Matrix not so long ago to be a stunningly detailed and realistic city, because this is the minimum bar that Rockstar should reach. It is because they always use only their own range engine, and not Unreal Engine, by the way, which now allows you to achieve super realistic graphics. And fans are therefore insanely interested in what revolutionary things we should expect on our engine. Number 3 is tuning. This is a really important aspect, because this game is about cars and it would be stupid to assume that the developers will minimally affect it, because we all love to find an interesting car and try to make it as dark as possible, spending a huge amount of time doing this. We loved it in the NSF and even more so in GTA. How we like to find rare cars, drive them into the garage, pump them to the full and then save them in our own garage. I am sure that Rockstar will develop tuning and present us with something revolutionary. They know well how we like it and actively created content in GTA Online, where there were insanely beautiful cars. The main thing is that they give us a huge freedom of creativity and a million opportunities for customization of cars. After all, without all this, without new mechanics, without a new opportunity to customize cars, even if we are not offered to release the game. I read that my cars were always cool, fancy, deliberate, stunning. And all why? Because I'm an exobi. Number 4 is the interweaving of the GTA universe. One of the most frequent requests of fans is the interweaving of storylines or characters of the previous parts in GTA 6. For example, a meeting with the heroes of Anxiety with CJ, Tommy, and Claude.
Damn, what a mess we got into. Los Angeles is a dangerous city. We can't survive here without CJ.
To find out their fate, what has become of them, if events of course occur in our time. In particular, it is interesting how Nika Bellic and Roman Bellic got settled. Even just an indirect mention of any of the protagonists of the previous parts would have already satisfied the fans' requests. According to my observations, this is one of the strongest expectations. Fans are just constantly building theories about where and how the characters disappeared and what their fate is. I can give you one good example of how it was done in the movie Spider-Man, There Is No Way Home, where they took all the main characters of the spiders from the previous parts showed us.
Looking for Peter Parker.
Big cities. Just a random dude.
Empty trains.
Name is Peter? No, my name is Daniel. Having played perfectly on nostalgia, attracting the attention of fans of all parts of the spider. And it is this technique that would fit perfectly into the GTA universe, because these are already separate worlds that somehow intertwine, following the example of Marvel, DC, Game of Thrones and many other analogs. I don't want to just list it once again, I think you already know without me. And I noticed that they are waiting for the heroes exclusively until the 5th part of GTA, because GTA 5 is the last part and she lives great online, and there we meet many heroes of this part in the current time. Number 5, Return to Vice City. For some reason, it is this expectation that lives and develops perfectly in the fantasies of fans. Some inexplicable longing and nostalgia for Miami Beach. Neon lights, palm trees, colorful sunsets, girls in swimsuits, and the local flavor of the population. And here the opinion is divided into 3 types. This is a return exclusively to the 80s, 90s, and the present, or just a modern Vice City. In many ways, this theory was based on the alleged future name of GTA 6. This is the Roman numeral 6, which supposedly means the first 2 letters of the word Vice. Like it can be interesting to beat by naming the next part and getting essentially 2 names. But not only because of this hope of returning to this city and the atmosphere, but the fact that before that Rockstar returned us to familiar cities, as it was with Liberty City in Los Santos, and apparently, it is logical to assume that it will close on Vice. In my opinion, although it is too predictable and logical, but it is not as interesting as we would like. As one of the cities that you can visit, okay, I would not refuse, but still I want a completely new place of action. Number 6, 2 time periods. Since the opinion of fans on the time period of the events taking place in the game diverges, most come to the conclusion that Rockstar can immerse us in 2 periods of time. For example, this is the beginning of the game in the 80s in the same Vice City. We will be given the opportunity to experience this era, take a walk around the city, do some business, and so on, and then transferred to the present in the same city. For some reason, this scenario is considered by fans as the most likely, but it seems to me that it is technically difficult to implement, but it is possible. If Rockstar wants to surprise us with something, then yes, they can do this, but to be honest, I doubt that this can happen. Unless it can be like one kind of introductory mission, but without much free gameplay for us in this city. Number 7 is a brand new card. We have already studied all the maps from all the GTA series, and naturally we want to explore a new world that we have not seen before. I won't say exactly which place the fans would prefer, it's the area of South America or the southern states of the USA. I had several videos about the reasoning of future locations, and my subscribers would prefer large megacities such as London, Sydney, Tokyo, Toronto, and even Moscow. Or even vice versa, a completely fictional city with its own unique history. And why the already well-known major cities? Well, because Rockstar has always made maps from prototypes of real cities. Hence the conclusions come out that most likely we are waiting for something similar to a real city from the real world. Number 8, new characters and story. Most fans are sure that in the new part we will have at least 3 characters. These are 2 guys and 1 girl. It is very well spelled out in the supposedly leaked document that these will be the new heroes Ricardo, Casey, and the woman Rose. But in this case, it repeats the feature of GTA 5 and does not bring us anything new. And that's why it's very important for fans to make a new mechanics of character interaction. But what else can come up with is still unknown. What kind of gameplay mechanics we will expect, as if with 1 character or several. Hello everyone. In this video I will show you how to play GTA 6 switch between characters. So, at the moment we have a couch management on behalf of this black guy. Number 9 is an exciting plot. Fans want very interesting plots and a story that is in no way inferior to the previous parts. All parts of the GTA series were very interesting and memorable, especially thanks to Dan Houser, because he was the main scriptwriter and wrote the story very interestingly, with his unique feature, unlike many other games, but he left Rockstar and now it is unknown what awaits the next part. Therefore, all fans have a great hope that this story and plot will not be worse, but even much more interesting, and of course a large number of hours to complete it. Fans expect more than 70+ hours of exclusively story-driven missions. And number 10 is the location of the game in our city. And this, I think, is the very top. Admit it, each of us would like to have the opportunity to run around your city, find your home, school, work and other favorite places, make chaos that you would never have created in your life. I remember myself as a child, who also dreamed of running to see his apartment, even to see his friends and go for some adventures together. In general, I think this is the top of all the tops to expect in your native lands. Well, friends, here's a top I've collected for you. I really tried, I wanted without too much water. Perhaps I did not disclose it in such detail and expanded, so I leave food for thought right under this video in the comments. Join, reason, I will answer each of them and join your discussion. And if you like the format of such a video, I will shoot more about the gameplay mechanics and we will also analyze it in more detail there. And that's all I have today, so subscribe to the channel, put the bells on, come to my broadcasts, follow my updates, news. Videos will, I think, come out more often. And as you can see, I have already picked up the pace and I will try to keep it going. And of course, follow the best news in the GTA world from the Peaconer channel. That's it for me, I went to mount the video and respond to your comments. For now. And as Rockstar has already said, what do they want? And as Rockstar has already said, what do they want? And as already said, and as Rockstar has already said, what do they want? And what the hell was the text? Ah, okay, in short.